then I think every one of you are entitled to the same that Mary Ann has. She said she got it because she's the only one that asked. So if you guys aren't going to ask for yourself, I'm asking that there is a motion made that you all receive $960 or $80, $960 a year for your home office and $240 a year for your cell phones, because you guys are also all contacted at one point or another, whether it's Dan contacting you, Tim or Lee. So my motion is, you guys are all entitled to the $960 and the $240 for a home office and a cell phone reimbursement also.
I'll second it.
Who was that?
I did.
Mary? Any discussion?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter if they want it, I made a motion for it.
They don't
If
even need
it's
to
fair
use
for
it.
one, it's fair for all of us.
Exactly.
It's the position, it's gonna follow through. You may not like Andy, you may not like Dan, but it's gonna be, hi Kevin, but it's gonna follow through with the position. It's not for the person, I'm asking for the position, because I have personally contacted people in this position on the prior board.
Okay, is this for all 5 elected positions?
All 4 elected positions, because Mary Ann already has it.
Any other discussion? All in favor raise your right hand.
Stand up for short people back here.
That's 24, all opposed likewise.
And they're not voting by position.
So we have 14 against.
Motion passed.
Motion carried. Okay. Are we done with this yet? Okay, Ann, what do you got to say?
We're back around to the deputy clerk wages of $15 an hour, up to 30 hours a month. The deputy clerk, I guess first I better make a motion. I make a motion that we reduce those wages to the $10 an hour, 30 hours a month. No, I'm gonna reduce it to $10 an hour and 20 hours a month.
So we have a motion that we reduce the deputy's wages to $10 an hour and 20 hours a
She's not
month.
here. It's
Maximum.
Suzanne Van
Do we have a second to that motion?
Is that even minimum wage?
No?
No.
We cannot pay less than minimum wage.
Minimum wage is 10.
Oh, it's less than 10. She didn't get
Do
a
we have a
second.
second? Do we have a second for that?
No.
If there's no second, we can't vote on it. Okay, no second, so that one automatically is up. Do we have another one?
I would like to see the deputy treasurer have the same $15 an hour, 30 hours.
There is no deputy treasurer.
Well, there will be. We'll vote on it. when
Yeah, it's for the position. I mean, if they have an hourly wage, the deputy treasurer doesn't actually put very many hours in. She works like 2 times a year.
So in other
But
words,
we
she'd
can do that.
almost make less.
She might make less
There you go.
because of the fact that she basically works during the 3-4 times when they're here.
But how
So,
often does the deputy clerk,
deputy clerk,
20 hours or 30 hours a month?
not very often.
So that's way.
That's a
more than
maximum.
they need.
Huh?
That's way more than they need.
Well, there's sometimes.
Elections.
During the elections.
During the election, she's back on another,
Well, I'm trying to understand, because I might. rescind
well,
my
we've
motion.
already-
I'm trying
we've
to
already-
figure this out.
Moving on.
Yeah, you've
so
already done
moving
it.
on, we've already talked about this,
Yeah.
okay? And the people that voted
That's
are
fine. I'm
not
gonna make a
seconded.
motion on that.
No, okay.
I'm trying to understand. How many hours does this deputy put in for the clerk? And is it necessary they put in that many hours?
Well, right now it is. Okay, right now they've been doing a lot of work. So, yes, right now there is. That's gonna drop down, hopefully, when we get a lot of stuff straightened out.
Okay,
okay?
It's learning about our township.
Not
also
hers.
Helping with cemeteries, which is another huge
okay,
Yeah.
duty that is a atrocious nightmare, to be quite honest.
okay.
Yeah.
Because the records
There's a
are
lot of hours that need to be put into
put
that.
in to get those straightened
It would be
out.
horrible if we were ever called to dig up a person. Because we could not find them,
There's some
At
that
this
were
point.
not, that are questionable.
yeah.
No,
So,
just to clarify, this is a maximum of 30 hours a month, and, or is this just like a salary?
no, this is an hourly wage. This is an hourly wage,
With
up to 30 hours.
$30.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so that
Yeah.
is the proposal of that is, and that's also not knowing.
Not really.
That's not knowing what, we'll have a better idea next year of what this election stuff is gonna look like as well, because that's gonna reflect a huge portion of it. Because now we're hearing that potentially, that we won't be able to consolidate to the county, which we thought we were going to,
Oh, great.
Yeah,
for the
so
up
that's
to 9 early days.
9 early days. We have to
So
have it
we're
staffed
not-
with 3 people.
We're not sure. Now
Yes, sir.
that's-
Did we approve the budget?
Not
We
yet.
should be doing that right now.
You can make a
Yeah,
motion.
let's go.
I'll make a motion, we approve the budget as adjusted.
Second
Do you have a
it.
second?
I second
A
it.
second.
Lee, hold on, Lee
Can I
has,
recuse that home office, please?
I'm sorry?
Lee does not want to take the home office or the phone.
Oh,
have to. You
don't
have to.
Yeah, he doesn't have to.
Choice.
Yeah,
Yeah, he doesn't have to.
okay.
okay.
Still
It'll still reflect in the budget.
in the
but
budget. it'll still be-
Because it needs to stay for the position.
For the position, that is correct.
Because if he doesn't have the position later on, then it still needs to be there for somebody else. And I'm gonna email you, Lee, just because you said you don't want it. Today.
Okay, Sherry, what do you want? We got a motion on the floor right now.
Roger, you
For,
had a motion to,
And we have a second.
I second it.
To accept the budget as amended. Do we have any discussion?
Now the time to bring up vote for the
Oh,
That's a line item that would have to be
that
done
would
now.
have to be a line item if we want to do that. I thought we
just
kind
that we're gonna budget for it.
Budget
Not
for
that
it.
of budget for it, yeah.
Let's get a
We could
for it.
budget for that if we wanted to right now.
Glossed over and dropped, so.
Yeah, because after, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what line item we would put in.
Adding it on.
Under professional services or something, township board professional services. Is there money on that or is it?
There's 25,000 in that fund right now.
Okay.
But there's extra in the surplus.
There is.
Ah,
So we want to
shizzle
move
nuts.
that or what?
Shizzle nuts.
Do they have a motion? Does somebody have a motion? That's what we need. If you want to make a motion, then make one.
And then it was seconded by Jerry Main.
We need to have a money thing with that. We need
Money,
a
it has to
dollar
be very
amount.
specific about what you want in there.
And this is just to budget it.
Yeah.
This is not saying
This
that
is not saying it's
Gordon's
gonna get
gonna
done.
do it. It's just to hold the funds to the side. If we wanna do it, then here's the
Yeah.
money to do it.
They said it could be up to 15,000.
I think it was 10 to 17 was the quotes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's
20.
I would say
up to
so.
$17,000 for a.
I'd say 20.
20.
So this,
What is-
can we
what's your
amend this to the,
motion?
I mean,
Yes.
we have a motion on the floor to accept the budget as amended. Now she's amending this motion that we add $17,000 to the,
What was your amount that you wanted to put in there?
I suggest 20.
What did, so Sherry, what is your motion? What, do you want up to 20,000? That's what we have to have very specifically, so that we have it in the line item.
Cost that much, if we don't spend it.
Basically, yes.
I think we should have a full.
We're gonna add that to professional services? No,
Yes.
Okay.
to the
So is it too late to make the,
professional services under,
they're just putting money on line item?
under township board, okay. Okay,
Does the annual meetings already go?
so we have an amendment to the motion that's already been made to accept it as amended. And the amendment is that we add $20,000 to the line item number
101,818.
10118 18, to accommodate for a forensic audit,
If called for.
if called for. Okay, all in favors? Go ahead, ma'am.
So you're asking us if we want to pass this budget, we also have to
Well,
vote to have, why can't it be two separate votes?
well, the motion was already on the floor, so we gotta retract that motion first or something. Because the
So you're
motion was
saying-
already, the only way we could do is amend it or take the oh, I see what you're saying. It makes it very difficult, yes.
Well, yeah, because
Yes.
if you want one thing to happen and you don't want the other thing to happen, you're forced to make a
Yes.
decision that might not be what,
That's very true.
voting on two different things.
Oh my gosh.
Roger, can you restate
So,
your- Roger, will you restate your
will you
motion?
reset your motion until, so we can have a separate motion? That'd be great, thank you very much. So now, we're just having a separate motion. Roger has rescinded his motion. And so the motion is that we add $20,000 to special, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna leave. Yeah, go ahead.
Motion is to amend the Township Board Professional Services, account 101-818, to add $20,000 to use for a potential forensic audit if called for.
Good call. And we have a second for that?
I'll second it.
Ken Miller seconded it. Any questions?
Yeah. So it sounds like she
Well, we haven't voted on
put
it. If
the-
we vote on it.
If we vote on it.
If we
That's
voted
correct.
through.
It's then it will be in the budget.
But if we vote it through to do the audit,
Then there's a maximum of $20,000 if we
Okay.
do.
but then if we don't do the audit, sounds like you've just made that $20,000 specifically for an audit. Shouldn't it be like just general expense, not? I'm trying to figure out how to
Put a limit on what we
She
spend.
wants to hold the money in a separate, as a separate line item.
But if we don't spend the money on the account, what happens to that $20,000?
It reverts
goes
back
back
to
to the
Next
general
year.
fund.
Okay.
It's not used.
Yeah.
I think she got no.
Okay. We all clear as mud? Go ahead, sir.
So this vote is to set aside money if.
That is correct.
If they decide to, yes. It is not
It is not a
saying that
guarantee.
we're gonna do it.
This is not a vote for the living document.
Exactly.
Correct.
Hopefully it does. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Who votes on if there's a forensic audit? Is that us today that a motion can be made to vote on it, or are we leaving that up to the board that has to do that?
The board would have to.
So we can't make a motion on that to have a forensic audit?
I don't think we have that authority.
Well, Mary Ann just said not at this time, so when is the time that we can vote on it?
Well, at the last monthly meeting.
Well, you just said not at this time. So that's what I'm asking.
Blaine, go ahead.
For point of clarification, I think that all you're doing right now is budget items. You have a line item on your agenda for any other annual business
Oh, yeah. Yep.
that you would talk about.
That'll be after the,
Other items after you're done talking.
once
about
we
your-
close the budget hearing, we go back to the annual meeting.
And then we
Other
can make a
things to bring
motion?
up at that point,
And
that would
motions
be
will
when you
come
would
at
do
that
it.
time.
All right, thank you very much for clearing that up.
So all in favor of adding this line to the budget, raise your right hand.
Tim, are you coming? Okay. 'Cause I need to
Well,
know.
it's unanimous as far as I can see across
Well,
the room here.
Well,
I
it's
need
not
it,
really-
I need it very specific, so.
Get your arms up.
I'm sorry, hold it up.
Sure, 32.
32. And nays likewise?
Jeez. You can tell the ones that don't want to protect the township.
15, okay, motion carried. Now,
I'd like to make a motion that we vote on the budget.
thank you. Second, who?
Second.
Dan, man, oh, hey, Dan, I didn't know you. Quiet man over there. Okay, any questions?
To adopt the budget.
Any discussion about adopting the budget as amended by the, okay. Let's, all in favor, raise your right hand.
I'd say that's everybody.
Very much.
Quite everybody.
Yeah, there's a few people now. Do you wanna count?
You want actual number?
Yeah, we better count this. This is a budget thing. All the nays? Zero. Okay, we're done with that. What a deal. Okay, Andy makes a motion to close the budget meeting. Lee supported it.
No, absolutely not.
All in favor, say aye.
During the meeting,
So
absolutely
we
not.
got the budget hearing done. Now, any other business
Robin,
for the people?
any other?
Do we have, what do you got, Ann?
Is there a cap on the amount of contact that can be made with the lawyers?
I don't think so. I mean,
Should've been one
we
last
use her
year.
all the time. It's the best thing we can do to keep ourselves legal.
But it's such a costly thing.
Yeah, it is. It's less costlier than being sued.
Is it,
I know that.
well, but is it, I guess are we getting equal or greater value for it?
I don't know.
Having the attorney go over contracts that we potentially will be going
Well,
over.
contracts, yes, you have to have an attorney for that, but for, like, if you call up and go, hey, X, Y, Z, do X, Y, Z, or PQR, you know, those kind of phone calls, are
Those aren't
those,
happening.
there's no capping on
Yeah,
those?
unless we need, I mean, we need to have legal advice. I mean, everybody does. That's just the way it's gotta work.
Not something I've ever
Yeah,
done, so I'm trying to
yeah.
understand.
I've never done.
In the
2.5
credit card
years.
policy, are there rules in place as to how much can be spent and when, without any asking for it at a regular township board meeting?
I have the policy, but it's not
If the items
here.
are pre-budgeted,
Yeah,
then no, as long as they're within the scope of that budget. I don't know if we sent, I mean, we really aren't authorized to spend anything that's not pre-budgeted.
We're not,
anyways.
we're not
Yeah.
authorized to
Yeah.
spend anything without,
Right.
I mean,
So a lot of
unless we have a
stamps and
meeting and
everything.
unless we have a meeting about it, we don't. We
Yeah,
can't.
I would say,
Unless it comes from the sneaky fund.
not unless.
I don't, there's
there's
really
no
no,
sneaky
No.
fund. I looked all over this budget, like the last year's budget, and there ain't a sneaky fund to be found,
You got that right.
because there isn't one.
Huh.
Not registered. John.
is there anything else?
John's right there.
Well, off long time.
If every month when the credit card bill comes in, are you taking that off in full?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, 'cause
Yep.
I don't wanna,
Well, we missed it one month because we didn't get the bill, but yeah, that's the way it is.
I just don't wanna see those,
No, there's no interest
Uh-oh.
charge.
yeah.
No, no interest charges.
Okay, all right, good.
Very fiscally responsible. Okay, what do you want, Robin?
At this time, I want to make a motion that we have a forensic audit.
That's what we're here for.
I mean, I don't know that we have that authority.
She doesn't.
Do we have that authority? Have you read the MTA on that?
Did you, are you in an annual meeting now or just still the budget?
Yeah, we're back in the annual meeting.
Budget's closed.
Well, you wanted to leave it up to the people.
You wanted to leave it up to the people the
I
last
do.
time you
I
voted.
did, yes, yes.
And
So, do we have a second on that?
Yep.
Ken Miller? I don't know.
we're gonna use our line item that we just did for it. It didn't say we couldn't vote for it.
It's an annual meeting. You
That's
can only
right.
vote for
Yes,
the
sir.
budget.
I think that audit might be good, but I think we need a little more investigation into it. Amen. I don't want the audit to.
Okay.
I don't want the audit to turn into a damn witch hunt.
Okay,
Exactly.
so can we,
But I think further review of it, maybe we do need to go with it. But we can do that at a future board meeting, right?
Yeah.
Monthly meeting.
So, yeah, well, there is a provision in the MTA for you to call a special meeting if you want to, of the electors. And we don't know enough about it to go forward with it, I don't think. But, this is your meeting.
Show up for them.
I like your comments there.
Dan?
I hate for us to get stuck in, yes, Cheryl.
Alright, so what you're saying is,
This is your meeting.
as a board, you could bring up the topic of a forensic audit, and then it would be up to you to allow us, if you, as a board, wanted to allow the public to vote on it? Is that what you're saying?
No.
No,
Oh,
you,
okay.
the public, can call for a public meeting of the electors
So we would,
at any time. And then you could put that on the agenda, and then you could do that.
okay, sorry.
But at this time, do we know enough about the audit and to actually move forward with it? That's the scary thing.
But once again, you're the only ones that can vote on it.
No,
No, you can call-
no,
Sure.
the electors, I can read it to you if you want me to.
We can call a special meeting and vote on it later.
Because I think it should be a people vote, not a board vote. I think the
Right.
board should stay away from that leftist.
We put out, it costs a lot of money in the long run, more what they told us, so.
But we just spent
You
60
can
grand
table
in
it
attorney
until you
fees.
investigate it.
Cause he said it could be a never-ending thing.
There is an end to a forensic audit. There is not.
Well, I'm just telling you, there's a lot of people here that ain't happy on what Blaine found.
Father, I didn't give you sleep.
Okay, I'm gonna read this to you, okay?
We did something wrong.
Now, I'm not against
should be.
a forensic audit if it benefits our township. I am for it, okay? I want to be perfectly clear on that. But we don't know enough about what a forensic audit does, do we? We don't know anything about it. Roger has more business knowledge than all of us put together. Tim has business knowledge. What's your thoughts on it?
Go ahead and read it.
Okay, special meeting of electors, I'm gonna read this to you, okay? Special meeting of electors of a general law township, which is what we are, may be called upon written request of any 12 electors or township or 1% of the township's registered electors, whichever is the greater number, or may be called by order of the township board. The purpose of the meeting must be set forth in the request or the order of the township board. Electors at such a special meeting have no additional authority beyond the permitted of the annual meeting of the electors and contained in the meeting notice. A special meeting of electors must be held not more than 20 or less than 15 days following the time of the township board's ordering of said meeting. The township clerk, within 2 days after receiving the township board's order for the special meeting, shall post copies of the order in 3 of the 4 of the most public places in the township and publish the notice in its local newspaper at least 5 days prior to the meeting. A special meeting of the electors may be called for any purpose, any lawful purpose allowed in the annual meeting, and must be conducted in the same manner as the annual meeting. So you can push this forward if you want, but we have no idea what we're actually getting into.
And you didn't have any idea what we were getting into when you guys voted on it last month.
I know.
Or
We
the
didn't
first of the
either.
month.
No, nobody knows what it
And then
is.
your words were, we'll let the people vote for
We'll let the
it.
people vote.
The people are here, Dan.
Okay, the
The
people are
people are
here.
here.
And okay, yes, exactly. The people are here, the people can do what they want, because I am just the chairman. Okay, so we have a motion. We have a second. We have no idea who we're gonna have do this. We have no idea how it's gonna end up.
No, just put it out there, get it done.
Okay. Yes, Ann?
The audit is not a clean bill of health for townships.
Yes.
Yep.
It involves review of procedures and internal controls and financial statements, but it is
Exactly.
not intended to search for fraud or embezzlement. Concerns,
That's just a
That
regular
is
audit.
the
That's
state
just an audit.
annual, biannual audit.
okay,
Yeah.
well, an audit is an audit in my opinion. My
But they're not.
question to you now is, if you find something really major and nefarious, which I don't believe you will, what do you wanna do about it? What are you gonna do about it?
Well, that should probably
Well,
be in the
yeah.
motion.
I would say
Up front.
Prosecute.
prosecute to the full
But you're
extent
prosecuting
of
the
the law.
office,
Why?
so we're going
It's
to
called
end up paying
embezzlement.
ourselves for something like that, cause we're not prosecuting the people.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't,
If the
this
audit,
is,
if
this
the
is why
audit
it's a,
shows fraud, then it's not up to us or you
Right.
decide whether they're gonna be
Exactly.
prosecuted.
It's up to
Not
the
up
The
to
state.
attorney,
if there's
the county
a,
will take over and prosecute
okay,
if there's something
it'll be
wrong.
turned over to the prosecuting
Yeah,
attorney.
we don't have.
We need to
say
study
it.
more on this before we go doing anything.
I think so too.
We can't go ahead.
But that's up to the people. I don't have that authority. This is the meeting of the electors.
We need
Yes,
to
sir.
vote for it.
You will lose control the minute you sign
Oh,
that
cool.
paper. And as I said, it'll become a living document and it'll never stop.
Oh, Bonnie.
It does end.
The county had one.
He's
done
trying to scare you.
Years
Yeah.
ago.
Well, at the last meeting we brought it up, majority of people didn't want it. So you actually are changing your mind now.
This is this meeting
to
now.
have it.
It was not, it's not on the agenda. The people that have left the building, or the meeting, we're voting on something, which I don't think is legal at this point. It needs to be publicly announced that that vote will take place at such and such meeting. But I don't think there's legality to any of that,
Yes, sir.
so.
You have your meeting your audit scheduled for May. Do it, then decide. Yeah, what's the hurry? It's gonna be automatically done in May, so let's get the result from that. If you see foul play, have at it.
Yeah, what auditor's gonna do that? Same one you've had all of our.
Okay,
They'll pick you up.
I'm sorry, I don't know anything about this, okay? I don't, has anybody what? Go ahead. Okay, so can we modify the,
If they can.
I would like to modify the motion.
yes,
Just like this meeting.
That's
Yes.
correct.
Shouldn't we consult our township lawyer first,
There we go.
then let them call the meeting,
I-
and then let the townspeople have a vote?
I would like to modify the motion that after your audit is done in May, that you get it on the books now, that you will have a special meeting. When's the audit in May?
Great idea.
Done by the end of
Don't
the
know.
month.
Great.
Okay, so
We, and
as soon as you
want to put
find,
the motion on?
I want to put a motion, I want to resend, I want to read,
resend it.
she's rescinding her motion, she said, and I want to make a motion that after the audit is done in May,
It's not done in May, it will be done by September 30th is when the last one was done. That is when the records were given to the township board. It was September 30th was when the audit was completed, the last biannual one.
Okay, so I would like to make a motion now so that I'm gonna say the Saturday after your audit is done, that you have another annual meeting or whatever it is you call it, so that the
No,
people,
it's a meeting of
a meeting of the electors, excuse me, so that the Saturday after your audit, you have a meeting of the electors for the people to come in and vote on a forensic audit based on what became of your audit that you just had. Then it's giving time for you guys to find out from the attorney what's legal. It's also giving anybody out here that wants to research forensic audits and what goes on with them. Everybody has the time, because right now it'll just be the Saturday after you have your audit.
I think that is a fair motion to be made.
Makes total sense, I'll second.
Second, oh, Roger just seconded it.
You second it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do we need to raise hands? All in favor, raise your right hand.
Jason Paulson, are you a resident of Maple Valley Township?
Yes, he is.
Why wouldn't I?
I'm just asking.
Yeah, I am. I'm only 32.
Pays your taxes, don't you?
32. Anybody opposed? One.
I don't know where you live. Sorry.
Okay. Motion is passed, okay. I entertain a motion to adjourn, please. I need,
I'll second it.
no, you gotta make the motion first.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion.
Gordy seconded it.
Go ahead, second, okay, everybody
Going to show her address.
in favor, stand up and leave.